So I will close the meeting, and I won't take too much time because it's been a long day for all of you, except I want to begin to thank individuals. First of all, obviously the co-chairs of the commission, Linda and John, who's been just outstanding, stellar. And of course, commission members like Jeanette Vega and Jack Rowe and many others. I want to thank our team, particularly you saw Samantha Chow, who's here. I don't know if she's still here or not, but also others such as Maureen Henry, Kimber Bogart, Michelle Topless, and Emma McSherry. They have just been outstanding. This has been, actually C.C. Shaw as well, this has been a long trip, long journey. But as Jack will always remind me, he's been waiting 25 years. When I think about the times he said it, it's probably about 40 years now. But whatever it is, it took some time to get this done, and it's just great that we're here. We have a lot of work to do. I want to thank our partners, ARP, Deborah Whitman and Erwin Tang, and of course Joanne Jenkins, who was co-chair of the International Oversight Board, and of course so many others. So when I think about what I took away today, I think that slide of virtuous cycle that John showed and Linda showed was critical. They're clearly enablers, and they are disruptors, and we need to really minimize disruption and being able to move forward with the social infrastructure, physical environment, health system, and of course the longevity dividend, and the business case that was being made effectively. I think at the end where John showed what's important is a social compact. I think that's what it is. And we think about all this discussion about where we need to be, how to get public health, primary care together. I think at the end of the day is really it's a social compact of what we want to achieve for our population and certainly for this population. So clearly that's the case. It's also very obvious to me, based on the many conversations with Fireside Chat and others, that nobody can do this alone. So it clearly is an all of society, all of government approach. And, I asked the kind of not so naive but frustrating question, how are we going to do this? And of course, there's no clear answer, except that we must be committed to this. Because the starting point is to start this whole idea of a movement, to get people on board and then be able to make the change that we need in our society, our nation, and globally. And of course, equity is what was pointed out so important in what we consider. Because when you look at certain aspects of perspective of recommendations, it could all be seen as from one side and not considering, as been said by Velma and others, but many people may see some of these things differently. So we do have to really think about equity. It is an international commission. Has been said, we look to really have this report speak to decision makers, stakeholders, etc., for them to begin to realize the mobilization to move forward together. And the Commission set a very ambitious goal of 2050 with a vision and lots of things that need to be done within a few years. Realistic or not, I think that's, I would say, is a shot over the bow for everybody to say, want to get there? It's urgent. We need to start putting time together now. And of course, finally, this meeting is more U.S. focused. We've been in Singapore, Asian focus. We now talk about going to Middle East. And thank you, Mahmoud, for helping us organize and host this. I think we'll take it there, and we now have it here. So it's a starting point that we're totally committed to continue to disseminate this report, to implement the recommendation to the extent that we can influence them, and to, of course, have this journey with all of you. So thank you very much. You stuck with us from the very beginning, and this is only the beginning. You'll be working with us again. Thank you.